Do you want to say hi in Portuguese with me?
Sure.
Okay, so it's oi,
Oi,
gente.
gente.
Yeah, that's hi guys. Oi, gente.
Oi, gente. Gente. I feel like I'm speaking. I feel like I'm speaking some Asian language. Oi, gente.
Oi, gente.
Gente.
There you go. Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Oi, gente.
Então, gente, eu tô aqui com a Nicole e ela é minha colega no LDS Business College e ela é da cultura Polinésia. E é uma cultura que eu nunca tive muito contato no Brasil, então eu quero fazer umas perguntas hoje pra ela, pra gente aprender um pouquinho mais sobre essa cultura. So, hi Nicole, thank you for being here with me today.
Thanks for having me.
So I was just telling them how I just want to ask you some questions about the Polynesian culture so we can know a little more about it. So can you just tell me your background, where your parents are from?
So my family, we're Samoan. Samoa is actually two different nations. There's American Samoa, which is an American territory, and then there's Samoa, which used to be known as Western Samoa up until it wasn't until 1999 or something like that it was changed. They dropped the Western and it's just Samoa now.
Okay.
So my mom is from Samoa and my dad is from American Samoa. And my mom's family, she's one of 11 children. They moved to American Samoa where she met my dad and they were high school sweethearts from love. And then they ended up relocating to Hawaii to go to school. After they served their LDS mission, that's where they had my brothers and I. So my ancestry is Samoan, but I was born and raised in Hawaii until I was about 10, and then my family moved to Alaska and we've been there ever since.
I was just doing some research on the Polynesian culture, and there are many countries that are within this culture, right? Mm-hmm. I found, so Hawaii, Samoa, Tonga, Tahiti. Mm-hmm. Do you see the difference in the culture between them? Do you see the similarities?
So Poly means many and Nesian means islands, so that's why it's Polynesian is many islands. And where we're located in the South Pacific, we're called the Polynesian Triangle, but it, like you said, it comprises all those islands. So there's Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, and although we are very similar, we also have our differences in language, skin and hair, color, different body builds as well. But the culture is very consistent as far as, which is why I don't know if you've seen that movie Moana, which is what my culture is based off of, or that movie's based off of my culture. They were able to incorporate a lot of different Polynesian dance styles and techniques and languages and just to kind of formulate what was Moana, because it's very similar, although it's different.
Yeah, it's nice that you talk about Moana, because one of my questions was, how do you see the Polynesians are depicted on the media, and how maybe stereotypes? What do you think?
I think honestly, and this is probably gonna go against what a lot of Polynesian scholars and things, so no offense to you guys, I respect it, admire and love what you do, but and a lot of them loved a lot of what Moana had to offer, but they still didn't feel it was accurate in its portrayal. But I, as a young Polynesian girl, just loved that movie so much. I just saw myself in Moana, but I think there's a lot of times in movies we'll play the big bodyguards or whatever, we're just the scary people, the mob, but at the same time there's also The Rock or Dwayne Johnson, who is he's half Polynesian and half black, and he's very proud of his Polynesian heritage, and he's just he's opened up a lot of different conversations about our people. He's also Maui and Moana.
So I know that part of the culture, and I don't know if it's part of all of the countries, they have a lot of tattoos. What do they represent?
It's funny because the word tattoo and tattooing actually originated within the Polynesian culture. It comes from a word tatau, and which means to tap, so a lot similar to Maui, how he said every tattoo had a story. And that's very true. Back in the day, to prove that you were a man, and when you were lifted up in rank, a lot of times it was the high chief of a village, that you would get tattooed or tatau, which was animal bone that was chiseled down. dipped in ink, and then it was tapped into your skin repeatedly until like the pigmentation was left in your body. I honestly, like, I think tattoos are so beautiful because like it is very like cultural, and it's very sacred to us as well. It's not just something that like you go and do for fun, and like although like a lot of times like the culture is like slowly shifting, and it is, but the men would be tattooed from literally the rib cage to the knees. And it would tell like a story of how our first ancestors came on boats and settled the islands, and like even the little symbols like are about like the birds and the stars that we used to navigate. It's about like the homes that we built and stuff. My dad does have like, and my brothers have Polynesian tattoos, but like they want to go and get traditional ones, like my dad specifically. And in that culture you can't go and get like just run off and get a tattoo. Like there's like a sacred ceremony that has to happen. You have to do it in pairs, like with someone else.
Yeah, it's fascinating to see how you see it differently, because now it's just something aesthetic, just cool, you know.
Yeah.
But it has a different meaning. That's really nice. So, what was the difference to you to grow up with a Polynesian background?
It definitely gave me the best of both worlds, because like I grew up in a home, even though we go to school with like English and we had like the whole like American childhood school system thing. In the home, it was also very like, we learned how to do chores, like, and how like within like a Polynesian home and stuff. And my parents also spoke Samoan to us in the home as well, to make sure that we understood. So it was kind of hard, because like it's hard going from speaking Samoan in the home, or like having Samoan spoken to you in the home, and then going out and speaking English all the time. And I can understand Samoan, and like I can hold like a little conversation, like nothing, like I'm not like amazingly fluent or anything, but like I thought that was way cool, and it made me, I feel like, more like well-rounded and like accepting of like other cultures as well. Because like my mom and dad were just very like, when you go out there, like it doesn't matter, you respect people and you love them.
So have you visited any of the countries, either Samoa or American Samoa?
So I visited both, and I've also been to New Zealand as well. I love Samoa as opposed to American Samoa, which is like really funny. Samoa is very different. Like they go off of like the whole like the like British metric system, and like their government is like very like, it's like parliament, and just like it's very like British. And then there's American Samoa, which is like a territory owned by the US, and it's very different. Like they're both beautiful places, like they are both beautiful, and I love both because like that's where my heritage is from. It's from both. But I loved Samoa so much. It's like, it's just like so pure and like untouched, and like I'm sure it's like a lot of places in Brazil where it's just like beautiful, like forest and beach, and just I love it.
So what would you say is typical music, or maybe food or dances that characterize the Polynesian culture?
When it comes to food, it's very like seafood. Like we are people of the sea, like because like our ancestors navigated the ocean so long ago. It's just like food from like the ocean is life, basically. And like I feel so like plastic, keep referring to Moana, but like you can tell, like, you know, like that played a huge role in like who we are as a people, because like that was our highway. Like that was the way we transported things, that was where we got our food, that was I don't know. And then also like coconuts, like because it's just like the perfect fruit, like it has the meat and the water. Anyway, and then like as far as like music and dancing, it's very just like drums and just lively. Like I don't know if you've seen Haitian dancers, like when they dance, it's very fast hip shaking, and, but also at the same time it can be so graceful, like because like Hawaii, like the Hawaiian Islands, like the hula, like is so very beautiful, colorful. And it's colorful, and it's just like very graceful, and our stories are passed down through those dances. Like every motion, every movement has meaning to it.
Is there anything that you would like people to know about the Polynesian culture? Or actually even just about Samoa or Hawaii and American Samoa?
Oh man, if you ever get to go, like visit it, go there, it's beautiful. The people are very friendly and loving and warm and kind. But just like anyone else, if you make us mad, that can change. That's what happened to Captain Cook. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. And if you're like respectful, I guess, of like our customs and our culture, you have family for life in us as well. Like once you become like a friend to a Polynesian person, like you ultimately, like you immediately is just like, come over, come eat, like we feed you, we want to just like, we want to be happy and party and just have fun with you.
So can we say goodbye in Samoan?
Yeah.
How is it?
The short version is just fa, like it's bye.
Okay.
But more formal is tofa soifua. So tofa soifua.
Soifua.
Yeah, so tofa soifua.
Tofa soifua.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
You're welcome, thank you.
Então é isso, gente. Se vocês quiserem saber de mais outros países, comentem aqui embaixo. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. Beijos e até o próximo vídeo.